Hey, everybody. I will be in Chicago all week at the Democratic National Convention, covering the goings-on there, talking to surrogates and notables, maybe some other creators. It's going to be a good time. Make sure you're subscribed for updates. Click the little bell to make sure you get all the notifications of when I upload. But also follow me on social media, on Threads and Twitter and Instagram to get kind of the behind-the-scenes action. I'd love to see you there. I'm at Dollemore, in case you don't already know from me saying it every time I do a video. Donald Trump held a rally over the weekend in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Wilkes-Barre, some people call it. It's named after a dude with the last name of Barry, so it's Wilkes-Barre. Don't at me. And Donald Trump, rather than campaign on new, fresh ideas with a bold, optimistic vision for the future of America, took to the podium and started rambling about tariffs and a punishing outlook for the economy in the United States. A real dystopian view of how things should be run, based on punishment and retribution, like you would expect. So I guess I'll just play the clip and really show you how Donald Trump drilled down and made very clear, no arguments to be made here, pretty inarguable, that it's self-evident he's a dumb guy. He doesn't understand fundamentally what the effects of tariffs would be. We'll let him talk, and then I'll read what Nobel Prize-winning economists have said about the difference between the two plans for the economy, Trump, or in this case, it was Biden, but I think it's an even more positive outlook with Kamala Harris. Watch this.
A tariff is a tax on a foreign country. That's the way it is, whether you like it or not. A lot of people like to say, oh, it's a tax on us. No. It's a tax on a foreign country. It's a tax on a country that's ripping us off and stealing our jobs. And it's a tax that doesn't affect our country. And you can see hundreds of billions of dollars of tariffs on other countries also. I took in hundreds of billions, and nothing happened to us.
All right. Look, you don't need to be, like I'm going to read from here in a minute, a Nobel laureate in economics to understand that what Donald Trump is saying is it's not technically accurate, and it's not generally accurate. A tariff is not a tax on a country. It's a tax on a provider of goods that's based in another country. So let's say we're going to tax importation of white Trump shoes made in China. His Air Force, Trump Force dipshit shoes. And they're going to attach a $200 tariff on every single pair. That company that provides those shoes will pay that. And then who ultimately pays that? Do you think they're just going to, I guess we're going to make $200 less per pair? No. They pass that tariff on to the end consumer. The person who ends up buying that product is going to, rather than pay $400 or $500 for the pair of goofy ass shoes, they're going to pay $700 or $800 when that tariff is actually ultimately appended to the price, where the end result is the United States customer, the citizen, being taxed. It's not a tax on a government. Those revenues may come into the Treasury because of the tariff, but ultimately it's not the company who's paying, it's the consumer who buys the goods. It's just basic economics. Now, from a broader, more 30,000-foot perspective of the two different ideals, a democratic understood how we should run the economy and how we should look forward and how we should spur economic development in the United States, increase our GDP. How should we do these things? You don't have to take it from me. I'm going to read from this Reuters article, and 16 different high-level economists are saying the thing that I'm saying. Here's the headline. 16 Nobel Prize-winning economists say Trump policies will fuel inflation. Again, 16 of them. 16 Nobel Prize winning economists signed a letter on Tuesday, this is back, I believe, in July, warning that the United States and world economy will suffer if Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump wins the U.S. presidential election in November. The jointly signed letter, first reported by Axios, says the economic agenda of U.S. President Joe Biden, a Democrat, is vastly superior to Trump's, the former Republican president seeking a second term. The economists say Trump's economic plans would reignite inflation in part because of his pledge to impose stiffer tariffs on Chinese imports, which they say will hike prices on many goods bought by U.S. consumers. Quote, while each of us has different views on the particulars of various economic policies, we all agree that Joe Biden's economic agenda is vastly, one more time for those in the back of the room, vastly superior to Donald Trump, and I'm going to insert this here, the Nobel Prize winning economists state in their letter. Quote, we believe that a second Trump term would have a negative impact on the U.S.'s economic standing in the world and a destabilizing effect on the U.S.'s domestic economy. The letter was signed by prominent economists, including Joseph Stiglitz, who won the Nobel Prize for Economics in 2001, and Sir Angus Deaton, an economic Nobel laureate in 2015. These aren't dum-dums. These aren't YouTubers. These are people who are serious, sober-minded economists who have been awarded the Nobel Prize in their fields for remarkable achievement because they are experts. They know more about the economy and economics than Donald Trump will ever know in 10,000 lifetimes. But Donald Trump wants you to believe, no, it's not. This is a tax because they're ripping us off. All he's doing is appealing to the lizard brain in the back of the head of this MAGA audience who doesn't know economics from PE. These are the stakes of the election here. You need to be involved. You need to be passionate about getting out there and getting your friends and your acquaintances and your coworkers involved in this election. The very health of our economy and future of our democracy depends on it. What do you think? I would love to know. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, as always, you can email me. I would ask you to consider supporting the work. You can click the join button below. Help me do what I do and produce these videos. For $2 a month, you can become a channel member. You can also go to patreon.com/I Doubt It Podcast. Again, follow me on social media for convention updates. I'm at Dollemore everywhere. I'd love to see you there. And I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.